Hey everyone, I just wanted to talk to you about the first 5 books of the Babysitters Club, written by Anne M. Munton. This series I read in elementary school, probably around the 5th grade, and I don't know if I read the entire series, but I saw someone else on BookTube rereading the series, and I thought, hey, that sounds really good. I don't know if I'll read the whole series through. I might get bored with it, but I'm going to try to stick it out. So I just want to wrap up the first 5 books. If you haven't heard about the Babysitters Club, it starts out as a group of 4 7th graders, and Christy's great idea. Now there's Christy, who is the president of the club. She comes from a divorced family. She lives with her mom and 3 brothers. 2 are older and 1 is younger, and she has to help take care of the younger brothers sometimes. And she's kind of a tomboy, sports kid. Then you have her best friend, Millie Ann, who is really shy. She has a strict dad. Her mom passed away a long time ago. And she is the secretary of the club. And then you have Claudia, who is the vice president. They use her room. She is Japanese. She comes from a multi-generation household. She's really close to her grandma, Mimi. And her sister's a genius, and she's not so smart. Well, not book smart. So there's always that struggle. And she's in art, and she's pretty cool. And Stacy, the last one, she moved to Stony Brook from New York City. And she kind of hides a secret from them at first, and they find out that she has diabetes, and that was a problem with her friends in New York. But as you can see, like, everyone's open-minded with it in the club. So basically, book 1 is just the start of the club in the first sitting experiences, which was pretty cool. And then each book has a different main character. They have like a subplot with the character's name of the book, and then like a babysitting plot overall. So the second book, Claudia and the Phantom Phone Calls, the relatable experience is that Claudia gets phone calls and no one answers on the other end, so that's kind of interesting. There's issues with boys and crushes in this book, and they also have that Claudia and Janine, her sister Janine, conflict where they can't always get along and talk. So those are the basics of that book. And then in the third book, The Truth About Stacy, Stacy has to go back to New York City and go through different doctors and find out if they can get any more information about diabetes and how to handle it. And then there's also competition with other babysitters that are older in the town and how the club has to deal with that. And then in Millie Ann Saves the Day, Millie Ann has to deal with a kid when she's babysitting that has a high temperature and how she has to handle it. And it's always helpful for babysitters and maybe kids that have to be alone and with other kids. They know how to handle the situation. And the bigger plot is that the babysitters have a fight, and Millie Ann befriends a new person that just moved to town, Dawn. And then the last book of the wrap-up is The Babysitters Club, Dawn and the Impossible 3. Dawn is the newest member of the Babysitters Club, and she is now the alternative officer, so that way, if anyone misses a meeting, she can take their place. And in this one, she struggles with Christy because Christy's a little upset that Millie Ann is now friends with Dawn. She's always with her, and she's a little bit jealous. So Dawn has to figure out how to handle the situation. And besides that, there is a new family that the club babysits for, that Dawn mainly babysits for. The Bennetts. You got Buddy, Susie, and Money. And the kids make a mess of the house, and a little bit difficult. And the mom is kind of difficult too. She just runs out with barely any instructions, and especially ones that could harm her children if the babysitters didn't know. All 5 of these books I gave 3 stars. I remember liking the books as the series went on, and especially the Super Specials books. And if I remember right, there's about 170 books in the series, so stick along and check out how I feel about the rest of the books. What are you reading? Is there any series you're rereading that you read as a child? Okay, thanks for watching. Until next time, have a good night.